Hey, I'm BNI Brick, and welcome to another edition of the Seller Stream. Yes, it seems as though it's a clickbait Sunday. Yeah, love it when this happens to me. This is the first time because we've never had a special guest before, but I don't know if Bricklink Management / Jacqueline will be able to make it or not. I'm chatting with her on Facebook, and she's acknowledged and said she's let us know that she is in search of a babysitter. I had thought we had it handled, but evidently it was not handled as I thought it was. She does have the link, knows where it went to, and has left me a message that possibly she'd be able to join late. So it could be that she just pops on and then it's all of a sudden like freaking confetti and shit. We actually had questions prepared this week, at least everybody besides me, I hope. Since I'm the talker on the show, I felt as though I was exempt from creating questions, but wanted to make sure some of the non-talkers had questions right. So if she joins, we'll have stuff to talk about. But in the meantime, let me tuck my tail, suck it up, accept all of those thumbs downs that you guys are going to give me. You accept my apology and understand that just your parent and poop happens. Smash the like button. Because believe it or not, it's not that stuff matters to me. It's that stuff matters to the algorithm that helps me, the peanut butter deal. So smash it. Smash it, whatever. I didn't mean slosh like the inappropriate smosh. But, segue to Foo Bricks. How you doing, man?
I'm all right. How are you guys doing tonight? I got a huge order, as you can see right here.
Well, we're going to talk about it. Let's get through introductions first.
And we'll talk about it later, apparently.
We're going to though. I love the story you gave me on this though, and I'm sure that actually it's good because it hits like 2 or 3 marks that we sometimes fall upon as sellers. So it's actually a good one. We also have with us Mevit from Mevit's Bricks. How you doing? You're doing the giant move of transitioning from one locale to another internally.
Yes, I am trying to clean up my upstairs room so that it was our storage / junk room. And now I'm having to rearrange that so I can get out of our dining room. And my wife can have that back.
Nice. And we also have with us Coldwater Bricks. Go ahead and let us know what's going on briefly, and we'll get to more of it later.
Well, hello from the land of the Bradford pear. It's pollen city here in the South. Everybody's sick around here from the pollen, but other than that, everything's good. Nice and wet around here, and store-wise, a lot of small orders, but everything's good.
All right, man. Those small orders, those are the bread and butter. Those are, that's what keeps the wheels churning and everything going.
Not complaining.
Yeah, I didn't think you were. But I mean, if you're just getting small orders in your store, so are we. Those super orders, they come few and far between. They're wonderful when they come in. It's great to see it when somebody goes and takes you up on that free shipping offer for hitting that mark or whatever other plans you have in your store. But don't look down on the bread and butter that fuels the fire and pays the bills. So we will talk to Foo here for a moment. Mr. Foo, tell us about your massive order that you got. This ridiculous thing.
All right. This is round 2 of the 19 pink stud order. I had a customer order this. Didn't say anything as far as shipping address or, oh, this is wrong. I shipped it just like you normally would. They claimed it didn't get it. So I said, well, the tracking says it got there. And she didn't say a word back to me at all. And finally, she just placed the order again. I happen to have 19 more of these in stock. So she bought it again. And she said, "Oh, I got my billing address wrong. Here's the correct billing address, which is halfway across the country from the one she had in Brick Owl." And I decided to ask her, "Well, please confirm your shipping address.
Yeah.
I don't care what the billing address is. I've already got the money. I want to know where you want this to actually go because you claim you didn't get it last time." And I've got crickets, and that's 2 days now since I emailed her. So she seems like the person who checks her email once a week, maybe, which is fine. But I'm not shipping it until I know exactly where it needs to go because I've already been, so quote unquote, dinged once. She hasn't demanded any money back. She hasn't been upset. She just placed another order.
Right. So this is why it's round 2 though, because she had placed the order initially.
Yep.
The massive, was it 19 or 21?
It was 19 studs for $1.20 plus shipping.
Studs for like what, a 1.8 cents each, or
more than that. It was $1.20 for all of them, plus shipping.
Okay.
But oddly enough, she used her coupon for the second time around. A whole 10% off at $1.20 order.
Nice.
She's
Well,
killing it.
That at least shows that she wasn't upset and accepts the fact that
She made a mistake.
Yeah, she made a mistake and had it shipped to previous address. Fake credit card that she stole, whatever.
Right, and it's all on PayPal, so I'm completely covered.
Right.
On that regard.
And all the transactions, as far as between you and the customer, are through Brick Owl. And if you guys didn't know, Brick Owl has an internal email server. So every email that you send out goes through them, then hits your customer. You reply back to the server, and then it goes to the customer. So that way, they're able to mediate any issues that occur. And I like this, not just for that, but because I like to use my platform that I use my email on. I don't like to have to go and have to reply to somebody twice, possibly. Like, I normally just check to see where my email's going, and if it goes directly to their email address from the question that they sent me, that means that they don't have the privacy turned on, or that they don't have internal Bricklink email preferred. If I don't hear a response back, then I send it internally to them. But I like it that I can just send it and know that it's going to hit their stuff and it's going to be recorded and come back. Actually, BrickSync pulls Bricklink and Brick Owl at the sequence that you set it to, how frequently you tell it to. And if you're not making sales frequently, I wouldn't do every minute.
Every 10 minutes, I believe, is the default.
Default is 10 minutes. I think I left mine at default because I rarely get more than one order an hour. If you're running it more frequently than every minute, you could be throttled by the owner of either site. It could also affect the servers on either site because you're occupying a resource that could be going towards a monetary transaction. So if they ever crack down on that type of stuff, they could. If I was back to being a sysadmin type guy and that was going on, and I knew the default was 10 minutes, and a person had a store and they were making a sale like once a day or something like that. If I had any type of thing where I hit my threshold or came close to any thresholds that I set, I definitely would have a form email set up to send out to the folks that were doing that. I'd be like, hey, and it would be well worded and everything else, but let them know that the default is this much, and they should run with that.
Okay, it's been a while since I set it up. I couldn't remember what the default was.
Yeah, I didn't think you had it running in a minute. I didn't want people to go and necessarily go change it to a minute if they didn't have it set to the default.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, I do go by and just hit BL master on, BL master off, just to anal. It always comes back.
Also, restarting BrickSync will do the same thing. It forces a sync when it starts itself.
Yes.
So, or rebooting the computer if you have it set to auto start, like most of us do. It will do that too.
I haven't had a lot of problems with it. I'm hoping that the Brick Owl platform takes off in the future, but right now, got to play where the money is.
Exactly. And by the way, for people who are curious, my 19 stud order, that was from Brick Owl. If you didn't catch that before, both orders, same lady. And she had 18 feedback too, so she wasn't a new user. She's done this before, and I was just really surprised that she didn't even argue. She's like, "Oh, I'll just give you more money." Not a lot of money.
It could have been that it honestly could have been that she moved recently.
Yep, and that's fine.
And realized that she had forgotten to done that to set it up properly, and actually was a human being and was like, "Oh yeah, that's on me. I made the mistake."
I just thought it was interesting. She didn't mention anything. She just placed another order.
Yeah, and that was probably the thing. Like, I screwed up. Let me just place another order. You're right. And that's what I'm hoping it is for you. But it is rare and that you get a human being anymore.
So I'm curious if it will get forwarded to her, because most people set up mail forwarding when they move, or if it'll bounce back to me eventually. Either that or someone out there got randomly 19 free studs. And they're
I mean, that's a killer haul, man.
But I got my card in there, so even if it's a new person, they know I exist.
There you go. And they'll get a discount even without having ever ordered.
Exactly.
Know your codes.
Hashtag sell stream.
What's up, Canadians? How you doing? Welcome to the southern portion of North America stream. Y'all are welcome always.
Yeah, the Canadians are loving my stud story.
I'm wondering. Hold on, I gotta check to see if this is a. All right, none of you guys are the place who I ordered from in Canada. Good. How is the 250K challenge going? Hold on, I'm going to type in the hashtag for that all the participants are using.
Well, funny you should ask.
We have even more participants that we've added to this. We've gone and added a couple more international sellers just to throw a spin on it and make sure that everybody's included. I think Fu said he wanted to. Didn't you say how long do you want to leave this the entry open for people to sign up? And what's the bottom limit that you've now set for them to enter?
Well, I think another couple weeks is fine. No one's in a big hurry. I mean, no one can part out that fast unless you're Brick Vibe, apparently. And I would say, I don't know, to make it fair, we weren't going for 250,000, so maybe 70, 80,000 parts in your store would probably be the absolute minimum I'd say to have. Yeah. Because I mean, if you start with one part, you're going to have no chance, you know.
Right. You're really not, because you haven't even done this before, and even though the guys are nice, they're not going to be answering every single question that you have. If you don't know how to roll, then don't sign up to play, or I don't know, Sports Reference generic.
But to be clear, it's not really a competition. It's not a race. We're not trying to, I'm going to be the first one to be 250K and everybody else sucks. No, we're not saying that.
No, but it is a competition.
It is.
It's a race because the crowd says so.
Exactly.
The people demand entertainment, and you must entertain them. And I will try to help enforce that for the audience, because people want to see a game. We've set up some standing rules for it. Pick-a-brick cups are not allowed. You must be parting out your own brick into the store and not just inheriting a store and bringing it in. We set that up because there were some people when we did the original 250K challenge that didn't have access to the Lego wall. And that was a big worry from people. And pretty soon GSP is going to sell his entire store to Fu. And we don't want that to offset the race. But just to let you guys know that once we get to 250K, it's going to cut the field dramatically. And then we will proceed on with the 500K Lego challenge. So don't think that this is just going to be something where I'm going to allow the guys to sort of lull around and be like, I got so many orders this week because they're cheering for you, and you got so many orders. Let's never go over 250K. No, ain't going to happen. I'm here to make sure you guys are entertained, and these guys are sort of going to be, forced to do it. So if I see somebody slowing up and whatnot, not really doing their thing, unless they've got a valid reason, and we accept valid reasons because, we're all dads, moms, and stuff like that here, that we get that part.
moving to a new room.
But if you're just sitting around not doing anything and like you can't say like, well, I've been in Asia for 3 months, so it's kind of hard for me to put stuff in my store. Yeah, you get a pass for that.
Though to be fair, I did pick up a little Lego while I was over there.
Valid reason, no money, no room. No, not a valid reason, because we made sure that everybody who entered competition had a shame pile, or someplace at least that they could draw from without having to roll out cash to go buy new stuff. So, not a valid reason, at least for the participants here. Although,
is it when you reach 250K, or is it by the end of the year type thing?
oh no, there's no date to it. It's a race. Who's trying to say it's not a race and all? No. It's a race.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
It's friendly. It's not meant to have the "you sucker" stuff, but people will latch on. People, I mean, serious. Like, go back and look at some of the earlier seller streams when Doc and I were doing this and going, bam, 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 head to head on it. People were waging themselves. That's back when I was getting, 20 to 25 community orders every week, and that's when we started having that 100 video plus buffer when I was doing the reverse hauls, when people were making fun of me for airing a video that they got 4 months ago, and that was just because we had the 250K challenge going during that time, and people were definitely not on my team.
And Xfinity says, a valid reason, big orders for not hitting it? Yeah, absolutely. That's a valid reason.
Yeah.
Somebody wants to come in and buy 50K parts from my store, I'm not going to stop them.
All right, nobody can stop them.
Right.
And that was one of the things. By the way, this was way back when I was doing with that whole evil seller persona, and people really started hating. That's why I took it too far, and people actually thought it was for real. But that's part of the game, because even if people are unaware of the challenge or unaware completely of YouTube and social media and anyone who's playing presence on it, they still got the parts they want. And that's all ultimately that people really care about is, do you have what I need to build with? So they bought from them. So good on them. That's the point of having a Lego store, I believe.
Like Drew said.
Yeah, you got to keep your store open too. That's definitely a rule. No closing my store to add stock.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to figure out how to do it live, because that's part of the game. That's part of our growth. That's part of our, maturity, if you will.
In the chat, Pat Cam Brick says he's playing along at home. He thinks he'll run out of room before he hits it. And, well, that's not an excuse.
It is not. It is not, because if
I
you
will
look
too.
back through my older videos, we had an enormous pile of Legos sitting in the middle of the room, occupying 70% of the space, and I still managed to go for it. Plus, everybody can break out a shoehorn and figure out another place to put 1 or 2 stack-ons. I mean, I just bought all that I could to fill the existing holes from the last sale at Mills Fleet Farm. It was $13 for a stack-on. I get nothing, you get a deal. And I'm already looking around trying to figure out where I could put more, if I ever fill those. So, not an excuse.
Yeah, it's just learning about how to, like you said, shoehorn things in, because I'm finding I'm moving more to the Ziploc now thing, move my bigger pieces that are in bulk so I can move my smaller pieces into those pieces, those areas.
So what are you going to do? Let me put you on the big screen here.
So
over to your left, you've got the larger. Oh, that's your left. Okay. I meant over to your right.
You're to the left.
I just drove 300 plus miles with 2 little kids in the back seat.
Are we there yet?
Backed up on soda, and this is the second time they've ever had soda. So give me a moment.
No problem.
The gray bins that you have over there that are open.
Yeah,
those are. You just said you got some of those from a business that closed recently.
These are the Acro Mills. Putting the poly bags in those right now.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. And they're stored all aligned and ready for collector, not for somebody who's going to open and build.
And then my Ziplocs I'm moving into, also into these.
All right.
So I take free storage when I can get it.
And then, as in the pick-a-brick cups behind you that you're using.
These are restaurant store food containers.
Okay.
Here. Pick-a-brick ones are on this side because I ran out of the restaurant store side. So yeah, I've used a little bit of everything. I even have on the top of that one there's the shoebox as well. But I don't like the shoebox things as much. They slide around too easily, and you're talking about things blowing up when they hit the ground.
yeah, I can see that. I'm just the only reason why shoebox is a great solution for those that use shoebox. I'm not doubting or dissing.
For me, it was annoying
for the space because I am such in tight quarters.
Yeah. So I'm probably going to be doing something like you're doing right there with the stereo lights on the bottom, and then my Acromills on the top of those, along the walls, and then in the middle I'll have to see what I'm going to do. Most likely, because it's also going to be my home office for my my day job as well. So it's dual purpose.
And speaking of shoebox, here's what he's talking about. 6-quart Sterilites.
Yep.
These are the Ziplocs that he's talking about, just in drawer Sterilites. And instead of having, because some of these won't fit into stack-ons anymore, but I've got 5 elements in one drawer.
Yeah. And like I said, this is free storage over here. It would be awesome if I had the money to buy all that. You know how much Acromill things how much that thing cost in real world dollars.
Oh, those Acromill things are ridiculously expensive. I couldn't believe it. That's like $8 for a thing like that. Like, I'm not using it in a lab where there's acid that's going to digest this thing.
Exactly. So that was free. But I'll be moving to those Sterilites that you have down there as well. I'm just waiting for them to go on sale at Walmart. They're at $17.88 right now, and I'm just waiting for them to kick down because they are packed right now with them.
All right. Well, don't suddenly tell me that you kifed it from somebody anymore.
I'm not kifed it. It was free.
That's what the quotes mean. Is I really stole it. That's what people
Sorry,
are thinking.
Unquote that.
To adjust
OBFD's. Casey Metro says raise your prices to win, and that's been covered as well. Like, you've got to.
It's cheating.
You've got to stick with. And I left no monetary numbers on it, but you've got to stick with your existing mantra. All right, no drastic changes, none of this. I'm going to suddenly do this. You've got to stick with what you have. This is they're signing.
It comes down to your
blood mixed in with the ink type shit.
This comes down to you're still running a business. You want to sell your brick. This is just a challenge to get us moving forward, and get inventory in and keep us moving.
Yeah, I could have kept this completely private with these guys and not let you guys know about it and just let them take off. But I figured it'd be a lot more fun this way. You can blame me. I like to poke the whatever thing you're not supposed to poke.
Whatever. Thing.
So OBFD asked if do we have what he needs to build, and I would say yes, I do, because I know he's a big fire fan.
So why exactly are you showing us this minifigure?
Well, this is a polybag, but the minifig, I am the only one in the United States selling it new.
It's a fireman with a classic
classic
Lego face.
Classic Lego face, and also the torso is relatively classic. It's not fully classic, but it's pretty straightforward. But 20 of these for you, OBFD.
For those of you that were up in arms because you got stuck with a police officer and you wanted a firefighter with a classic face and classic uniform, Lego had already answered the call like a year and a half ago, and you discarded it because it was in a junior's polybag. Burn.
Zing.
It's Obi. I know Obi. Obi's cool.
So where'd you grab that polybag, Fu?
I got it at a closing Toys R Us.
Okay. Speaking of that,
that doesn't narrow it down much.
Exactly.
Especially now.
Well, there's only one in my area that's closing. Well, theoretically.
Now it looks like they're all closing.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Really?
That's what I'm That's what I thought I read just recently, that they're closing twice as many stores as what they thought they were going to. I think they're keeping the European stores right now.
Yeah, I heard the bankruptcy isn't going as well as they expected it to.
Yeah.
They're saying by the end of the week, all the U.S. stores can be closed. All of them.
Yeah.
By the end of the week?
Yes.
They'll be in that foreclosing thing. So.
Well, I need to cash in my points.
Yeah, I'm going to get a flash sale someplace.
Yeah.
A flash sale so I can make some currency to go spend some more currency.
Start
Yeah, I'm hoping-
hanging out at Bargain Hut.
Eventually, that'll be about 3 months from now. Yeah,
The Canadians saying it's because their sale didn't go through. Infinity's saying UK stores are all closing.
Oh, the UK are on? Oh.
well, when you price stuff above retail and you're going against Amazon, best of luck to you, buddy.
Yeah.
You know, you're just not going to live long.
Yeah, they really have not updated their anything.
Nope. I plan to run over there tomorrow.
I can still remember way back when a good friend of mine got banned from Toys R Us from buying there because he bought too much. And he was actually an employee of TRU at the time. So, crazy.
I think one thing that you need to keep in mind, the Speed Champion series, that's a TRU exclusive. So if they go out of business, that's going to be a Lego store only. So that may be a line that if you go to a Toys R Us, you may want to invest in. Just my personal belief. You know, as a good, I think that's a good line anyway. And that is a Toys R Us exclusive line, the Speed Champions.
Great South Brick says in the comment, has anyone actually sat there through a bankruptcy and said, you know, this is going well?
Like I was just saying to him, the CEOs do. There's actually a clause in most foreclosing bankruptcies that they can reset their bonuses during those times. And a lot of those guys get their bonuses during that time.
And that's, I'm being told that by Gator Bricks that Band Capital has also loaded them with debt as well. So that probably would help. Lots of golden parachutes out there.
I think,
unfortunately, as soon as I'm betting that as soon as, or even before the bankruptcy was announced publicly, there was already hands being stretched out to different international toy sellers that could handle a liquidated load. Because right now they're ditching left and right on things. If you're in the need for some cash registers, probably be available in a few months.
Oh yeah, I read last year that they still owed Lego something like $34 million. I have a feeling that's why you don't see the Lego going on sale. They're trying to get as top dollars they can.
Well, they're probably. I mean, I don't think that the Lego sales at this point are going to go directly to. But never mind. I'll throw that back. There's probably lawyers involved to make sure that a sale of X goes directly to X no matter what, because everybody's got their hands going like, gimme.
Yeah. Because Lego's not having the best of years either, so they're going to have.
Well, that's their own damn fault for sleeping in bed with Warner Brothers for too long and allowing Warner Brothers to throw in all these crap sets that they had before they made the big bang and rolled out Harry Potter. If they wanted it to go well, they should have thrown in a whole crap load of Harry Potter into Dimensions to drum it up, and then also mixed in, you know, Mr. T and all that other crap as bonus sets with buy one, get one halves.
Right.
Sorry.
I agree.
I hate that Warner Brothers crap, man. I love Lego. I see them directly screwing it.
So how do you feel about the Disney piece of it as well?
Disney's always going to sell, no matter what. And don't get me wrong, but Disney is probably their best sellers that Lego has. Star Wars, Marvel, and princesses.
Right.
You know,
It's also what I see sitting on the shelf a lot too still, because the prices don't drop on those half as much.
No, they don't, but people still go and get them.
I did.
Disney Princess is hot year round, man.
Yep.
It is. See. Every TRU in Canada has a different series of 20% off.
Sounds about right. The problem is it's 20% off. They've already marked it up 50%. So
Yeah, so this is just going to be another one of those big Toy Story closures. Some people are going to make out like bandits because somebody missed the deadline on shipping stuff back to someplace else and they've got to handle it. Other people won't get jack or damn it.
Maybe we'll see more of the 99-cent store.
Pam's saying that, or Pat's saying, sorry, Pat Canbricks is saying that not in Canada, their regular pricing of all Lego. I'm thinking that these discounts are different in each store, that some managers possibly were given some leeway of sell it however the hell you can with it not putting us further into debt.
which makes you wonder about Lego because Toys R Us has a big, let's say, balance.
Yeah.
Hey.
If it comes down to it and you're a TRU and Lego has said, don't put that on sale because we need to maintain a price. And you're like, I'm going chapter 11 out of business. If I don't sell this, I can't do anything. Are you going to honor the terms of the person that sold you the stuff? Or you know that I'm already going to be out of business and without a job. Do I have this debt or do I not have this debt? So I really don't think that Lego's word is going to do much, or any other toy company's word is going to do much going forward with them.
Yeah,
Or do they care because they're losing their job anyway?
Yeah. Yeah, but there's not a liquidator in each and every store. That's the thing. There's still a manager in charge via a liquidator. There's just the liquidator was placed in where TRU upper management was. You still have the same people running the stores. Everything else is still the same. They're still trying to make their goals.
And
they're trying to be the last guys fired in their area is what's going on.
And the TRU in my area that I went shopping at made sure that every checkout clerk had one of these.
Oh, yeah.
They marked every barcode with a permanent marker, but little do they know it comes off with rubbing alcohol.
Right.
So,
but now you told everybody.
Yep. Now it's public.
Like you couldn't look that stuff up.
Yeah, it took me 2 seconds to Google in store. I was like, yeah, go ahead and mark them up. Hope your hand hurts. All 200 poly bags I just bought.
Well, thank you for those too, by the way.
Yep, they'll be there shortly.
Yep. That was a good in-store conversation.
Yeah, you just barely made it too. I was about to walk out the door.
Like 30% off on all of those, dude. Why are you not buying each and every one of those? So I had a big Simpsons sale this week, where I sold one of every Simpsons CMF 1 and 2 series that I had available in the store. And, that was kind of different, kind of nice. It's nice that maybe we'll be seeing those coming back around, where Simpsons gain back in popularity. But,
they only bought the heads?
What's that?
They only bought the heads?
Dude, those things, I ripped and stripped those things. I wasn't having a lot of full Simpsons things in my store waiting for years for them to become popular.
I just want to see this Monty's building, maybe.
I think he's probably putting minifigures back together.
Okay.
But I had ordered these beforehand, and unfortunately they were not. Come on, where's my Ubbos? Yeah, so I even though I'm not necessarily a fan of them, I don't take my personal opinion into that much stock, because I want to make sure that the completionists in all of us is observed. By the way, Coldwater's been really sick and got like 101 fever, so that's probably why he's not talking a lot.
Waiting for
nice, Fire Brigade, nice. So, Mr. Mevitz, do you want to tell us about your big internal move?
Yes, I can do that. I've got a upstairs area that was considered a playroom area that we turned into a storage unit when we moved in here. We're all one-story house and put a second floor upstairs. I got into the selling piece, trying this out, and started enjoying it a whole lot more. That's why I chose the dining room just downstairs to make it easier. And within a year, or a little bit over a year, I've already outgrown this environment. So you start moving fast once you start buying sets and start putting them in those little drawers. You start losing space quickly. So I'm looking forward to it. It's probably a little bit larger than this space, but the difference is I'll be able to actually put these acromills or stack-ons on the wall. Right now I've got them on these silver racks because my wife's like, no more holes in the walls.
It's her dining room.
Yep, she's going to take over this area when I leave here, so it was like, no more holes. So I get to go upstairs, put holes in the walls, or put boards up and put holes in those. And hopefully we'll have a lot of growth. I've been saving up money for this. That's one reason I was kind of like, do I get in the 250K challenge? But I'm getting into it now. So I don't think I'll reach the 250K before anybody else, but at least it's keeping me going.
Yeah, and that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to be encouraging us. It's supposed to be, it's still going to keep the same camaraderie thing that we had talked about. It's just now people get to have fun with it too. Yeah, and that's good. That's good. I mean, that's part of it. You chose to be on social media for a reason. You chose to come on the show for a reason, and that is to put your face with a store so that hopefully you could sling more brick. And we get that. So that's why, I am known for doing the bus toss, and that's why we're doing this.
Yeah. And I'm learning quite a bit from y'all.
Just stack my stack-ons with no problem. More stable than I thought it would be. Yeah, I know a lot of people that have just put them one on top of one another, and then
Someone told me they'd use Velcro on the wall, and then they just stacked them onto each other, and then allowed the Velcro to hold them still on the wall. That just made me nervous.
I know the weight of these things, especially the 18 drawers. You don't realize how much they weigh until you take them off the wall when they're full. So just be wary. They put those clips on the back for a reason.
Yeah. It just makes me nervous doing it that way.
Yeah, get yourself a template. Get yourself an 18 drawer template whenever you want to hang them. Take the drawers out of it. Use it. Just hold it up there. Take a pen. Poke it through there where you're going to stick the screw holes. If you don't have a stud nearby, throw a 1x3 or less up on the wall just to use as an anchor to screw into. But yeah, just until an earthquake hits, or anything else, like the stuff you can't control is gonna happen. Like as soon as you put that 18 drawer full of studs up on the wall, it's gonna fall. Nice. Everything along with it. It's gonna take out ones next to it, and the reverberation on the floor from all the Lego hitting is gonna do some other stuff. So
I don't hang mine. I don't hang mine on the wall. I use a what do you call those? They're tables that's not very deep. They're real shallow tables. And see, I have knee trouble, so I don't take mine all the way to the floor. But I'll take 3 and stack mine one on top of the other. And I use the 3-inch tape, like from a tape gun, and tape them together. And it holds them together very well. But it also allows you, it's not permanent if you do want to change your configuration. But I don't really put mine on the wall. I just stack them up together and then side by side.
Yeah.
Like that. And just use those thin tables, those shallow tables. They're about maybe 24-inch wide tables. And it keeps me from being locked into one configuration if I decide to change the room or anything of that nature. like I said, I'm not like a lot of you guys. I don't go all the way to the floor because my knees just won't allow me to bend all the way down to the floor. And like what you have there is fine. It's just I can't bend over to the floor a lot like you guys have. I tend to put my shit.
You can always use the lower portion as set storage, and other things. Very infrequent sale, large bulk item type things. A backup to the backup to the backup storage.
Right. I put my shame pile under there. My shame pile sets under there.
See, so you've got reports of earthquakes in Kansas and in Atlanta.
Many years ago, we actually had an earthquake here, which is unusual for this area.
I have kids, so it's basically like the same thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the stack-ons are stable Great South until the kid comes in and wants to grab the bottom one and rip it out from under.
Yeah. Mine are asleep now, but they definitely. There is no insulation between up and down, which is good and bad because I'm loud. My wife frequently comes down and tells me that she can hear me upstairs on the second floor on the Saturday stream when I'm going crazy. Yeah, there's a fault that runs right up through the Appalachians. Pacific Northwest is due to blow itself off the map. So, Yosemite goes, we can all kiss it goodbye. But what are you gonna do? Nothing.
Swim back.
I caught a lot of flack last week because I was talking about the reuse of Lego bags and people who run a store and use them as a method of shipping out their Lego. And I'm just going to reiterate to you crazy Serbians out there that send me all kinds of pictures and put me on a hate squad. I understand that it is a great way to recycle, reduce, and reuse Lego. Do not for a moment think that I am not a proponent of Mother Earth and think that she should be taken care of. I used to compost my boxes in my backyard when I lived in Seattle. I had a little worm farm that was going strong from the Lego part outs. For the longest time, I used the Lego bags as well. I'm just saying, in my current situation, with my store and the way that I'm running, and I want to appear to the outside world when they receive their order, because then most people have no clue about the social media aspect, and that's even greater. This is how I want to appear. I didn't say don't do it. Just said these things can happen, like a bag opening in flight. All right. Yeah, I got a bunch of messages from sellers in Serbia, someplace like that.
Yeah, if I didn't have a recycling service, I don't know. I would probably be using the bag, try to use the bags a little bit more. But like you said, I had one guy that constantly, every time I posted something on Instagram, he would show me and tell me how he did it. He did it 3 or 4 times, and he was in France. And finally, I said, I kept saying, "That's great. I just like to deliver my customer a certain way." And finally, I said, I know, to each his own. And he took that. He goes, "I learned that a new phrase from my friend in America," and he hasn't talked to me since. I was like, "You didn't try to be mean. I was just saying, to each his own."
Yeah, I mean, well, we should. I mean, ultimately, I do respect people that reuse it and take it to another thing. And no, these weren't amateur stores by any means. Some of them were very large stores, bigger than me. Just that's the way they do things. And you know what? In Europe, there's a lot greater consciousness towards recycling, and you don't have websites that are run by people that say that it's a big conspiracy theory run by the teachers union or something like that to recycle. So, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm just mixing up all kinds of conspiracy theory things right now because I'm trying to make a point to you that I get it. God, I grow my hair out. I get it. But anyways, hopefully they'll be friendly after this. When they see it, they laugh. Thank you. No, thank you. Show off studios. This seems like spam. But again, how do you guys feel about that with the bags? Any other input? Do you want to get in the Serbian hate squad?
Sure, why not? I don't use them for shipping orders. I can use them for other things, such as personal Lego storage, or you can use them for something non-Lego, but I'm not going to use them to send my customers, so I prefer them to get something like this. Looks nicer. And just because he's on the chat, this is actually for Great South Bricks. This is for him. But I agree with you. I go for a professional look.
I wouldn't worry about them. It's okay, Shaw Studios. I'm just saying, when you blatantly come on somebody's stream and you say, "Hey, go check out my stream," people take it as just spam that's coming from an Autobot. I actually thought you were an Autobot. Because I get stuck with 3 hashtags that are added to every video for Hangouts that people can utilize for spamming. It's awesome.
Yeah, you're correct, Ryan. You can get bulk bags on Amazon very cheap. Also, eBay. Sometimes even Walmart has them on clearance.
Hobby Lobby with the 40% off coupon.
Harbor Freight, too.
Yep. Uline.
Speaking of which, I think Big B's opening a case of 10,000 bags over there.
Yeah, so 2 or 3 years ago, I made a video like, "Hey, I'm ordering 10,000 bags," and people were like, "How long is that going to last?" Like, "God, don't you think you got too many?" And just this week, I had to order 10,000 again. So I ran out of 2 of the bags that I use in my store, which is the 2x3 and the 3x5. Still have lots of the 4x8.
I think so. You need a pretty big order.
Well, the 4x8s are good for handling longer items. So anything over 12L length doesn't fit into the 5-inch bag.
And one thing I also do is I put all the smaller bags into one bigger bag before I ship it.
Yeah, I'm going to start doing that as well, actually, because I really have a lot of those 4x8 bags. And it looks more professional.
That, and I've had customers actually complain, "Oh, I didn't see this tiny bag that was stuffed down in the corner of the padded envelope. I thought I was short."
Yeah, I got that too. I've gotten that too before. And once I started going out and ordering again, because I had a lull where I wasn't ordering anything from Bricklink, because there was a lot of people that were upset because I was wiping their store, cleaning all the good, yummy stuff, leaving all the crap there for them to rot with. I started seeing a lot more people doing that. So got some bags. Yes, they're made in China, like everything else in the world,
Including Lego.
If they had a cheaper price in America, made by an American company, yeah, I would have bought them. Even if they were comparable ones that I wanted to. But these are my 2 mil 3x5 bags. There's 1,000 inside every one of these boxes. And now I got to go find room under the stairs for all these things. But if you're packing Lego, probably don't need anything more than 2 mil. I wouldn't go any less than 1.25 mil.
For shipping.
What's that?
For shipping, but for storage, you were talking last week, I think it was.
Right. For storage, if you're going to be using it, just go and get one of the restaurant grade. Go buy a big box of restaurant grade bags. They're perfect, and you can get them cheap on Amazon. Just when you're searching for Ziploc bags, there's a little section over on the side, and one of them says, you got industrial and lab. One that seems like it's food service.
Yeah.
In my usual weekly search of new stores on Bricklink, I found one actually here in Atlanta that is a pick-a-brick store. I could tell by the things they had in their store and the quantity, and that's all they had. And I was like, yep, all you're doing is buying pick-a-brick cups. And you know how many orders he had? None.
Yeah.
But
Hard
30,000 parts.
hard to keep that model going, man. It's a good add-on. It's a great add-on. But everybody uses it as an add-on.
It's
Not
definitely a long
something to be
tail game.
dependent upon.
Long tail game for sure. If you're buying that stuff and waiting 3 years for it to go off the wall, okay, maybe you'll sell it.
Yeah. So, for instance, I just for the first time in years sold some dark bluish gray and white old school fenders. You know, the ones with the big bow on them. Wasn't pricing them to sell. I bought a case of each for $20, and I was just sitting, and that was it. I mean, I might have sold onesie twosies of them, but this was the first time where it was like 35, 40 of each.
And those are going a lot of sets too.
Oh yeah, so many.
Basically all the sets that OBFD buys.
No, they have red.
Yeah, but it's the same part.
Yeah, it's the exact same part, but it's in red.
Sometimes white.
White and dark bluish gray were in everything. Let's see. Handle that, handle that.
More questions, guys, in the chat.
I thought I was reading London Bricks' and messages, and I thought that they were relating, and they're just talking about wheeling and dealing between themselves.
Usual chatter.
Let's see. Enjoy your night, Canadian Brickyard.
I did discover one thing.
Xfinity, you guys should definitely do the cup exchange and figure something out, especially if you guys are on either side of your island. Man, they're talking a lot about it. You guys could use Instagram for this, you know.
What was that, Coldwater?
I was just going to say, I did discover one thing this week. I had a buyer ask why I didn't take off-site PayPal, because once, I could take on-site PayPal, I quit taking off-site. And I asked them why. And they came back and told me, well, because now you can no longer use PayPal credit for on-site PayPal payment. And I checked it out, and it's true. So I don't know if you guys offer off-site PayPal, but if a buyer wants to use PayPal credit, it can no longer be used with the link for the on-site payment on Bricklink. You have to bill them off-site. I don't know what the reason for that is, and it's something that's recently changed because it didn't used to be that way.
That'd be interesting to test. So when you say PayPal credit, do you mean the money that's sitting in their balance in their account?
No, there's a PayPal credit where, it's almost like a credit card, but it's set up to the PayPal account. Buy them now, pay later type.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The bill me later thing. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And it used to be that you could use that with the on-site PayPal, but you can no longer the on-site PayPal credit on Bricklink, but you can no longer do that.
Huh.
When you try to use it, that's not one of the
payment
options that it offers.
I guess for that, one, it needs to be over a certain amount, I would imagine, and two, I get it because that's an API programming thing they'd have to do. Not to interrupt there, but someone asked where I got my shirt. It was Gator Bricks. This shirt is made by Amazon. You can buy it. I'm going to go ahead and plug it here. If you search for a fall t-shirt on Amazon, it comes right up. It's this design. There's multiple colors. I just chose red for myself because it goes with the Lego logo. But yeah, it's merch by Amazon. It's Prime. They print it and ship it to you on demand. So that answers your question.
Jonathan Schuff asks, anyone have issues with BrickSync not syncing correctly? I tried it 2 years ago and would wake up to error messages and have a handful of orders that did not sync to my inventory. I have not. I occasionally get a message that says, I don't know what this is because it's not in my catalog, or you did something wrong, or hey, I don't know what this color is because your color code doesn't match my color code. I've written Lawrence about the color code thing. And you added it. It didn't seem to fix it, but it was for a Clickets, and I really don't think that thing is going to really sell anyways, because I've never sold a Clickets on Brickell. So, yeah. But yeah, I get 2 lots are pending for update each and every time, and it's for 2 items that I need to do some work on. I've never had one of those ghosts in the machine that I hear people talk about.
I think in his case, what he's talking about, I've seen this happen once to me before. There was, I don't forget which site it was on, Brickowl, Bricklink, but they had a server issue where the APIs were down, which is what BrickSync uses to do the syncing. And it was telling me it was unable to connect to whichever one it was. So it wasn't able to sync, obviously. I'm guessing that's what happened to him. And it was an extended outage or downtime on one side or the other. And of course, the orders won't sync when one half isn't working. I'm guessing that's what happened. Without seeing his exact error messages or a screenshot or something, I'm not sure. But when they make big updates, like when Bricklink moved to 2.0, I'm pretty sure that broke BrickSync for a while.
Yeah. And Lawrence has broken BrickSync as well before when he has said only allow a certain amount of traffic to go back and forth between X amount of time. He instituted that, and basically 15 minutes later, I started getting errors and just went into the messaging really quick and be like, hey, I got an issue because of this, and now I am seeing this on my screen. And within 5 minutes later, he said, okay, I didn't think about you guys as much, and made a change to it. So it was just because it was the number of requests going over because of the number of lots. So.
The dedicated IP. Sorry.
When you're putting parts away, or when you get orders over on Bricklink and it's got to move over to Brickowl and stuff like that, it's a transaction. Especially when you're doing stuff with putting stuff into the store and you're doing the BL Master on, BL Master off, and it's going through the roll. I tend to do it 1 tray at a time or 2 trays at a time. But on occasion, when I'm putting away something or another that's just laying around, I do it a lot more frequently. Hypersync, welcome back, dude. Good to see you. Has international shipping changed? Took a break from selling in July 2016. Used to be able to keep it under 3/4 inch and ship cheap. Returning to selling in April or July. Yeah, it totally changed. They got rid of basically they have nailed the coffin for international shipping closed. And you are not allowed to ship. You can't ship large envelope anymore. You've got to go package. And that starts at, what's it start at, like $14 to ship now?
Yeah, 13 something last I checked.
Yeah, so it's pretty poopy. Yeah, and if you have problems, just shut it off and contact the dev for BrickSync, and he's pretty good at working them through the issues.
Xfinity said something about, asked a question about, has Bricklink ever crashed losing inventory? You talking about backing up the inventory. I do
not know, but my inventory is backed up every time a sync runs. BrickSync takes care of my backup for me now. So so I don't have to worry about it.
Just make sure you back up the backup.
Oh, I've got a removable hard drive that's got, a backup to another removable hard drive, actually. Yes, international shipping did change as part of the America First program. I'm just making shit up. Or is it America First program me that he put? Or is that the how you spell program if you're actually speaking English and not American? What is the America? Is the American First program a real thing?
Must be in UK.
Or is that just a... Was that a jab at us? Were you taking a jab at us, man? We
Most
already
likely.
beat you back in the old war of 76. Let's see here. I'm holding out that hopefully Jacqueline will join and you guys aren't going to crap all over me. I'm really sorry. No, I'm not going to shoo her out for not joining. No, I won't give her a lot of crap for not joining. And yes, I will placate to whatever her wishes are to actually join.
Do we need to pony up some babysitter money?
No. It just needs to be coordinated better. And I really think that she was right. I should have had her advertise it widely on Bricklink to be able to hold her to her own word more. But I didn't want to do that because she's a friend. I don't want to have her do her first live stream with us and not be able to set up her equipment or something of that sort and have the place where I make my living look poorly. And that's the pure honesty for you. I really don't care how the interview thing works out. I wanted Bricklink to look fairly good as far as at least being technically savvy enough to get in. So I asked her not to advertise. But as part of the steel restriction part of America First program, I don't know, man. All I know is we've shipped steel over to China to be melted down and sold back to us as brand new steel for years. Doesn't make sense to me, especially when we used to. I live in steel country. No, okay, I stopped. Sorry. Bastards over in the UK trapped me with bringing up politics. You sons of bitches. Let's see. Or was I talking about the politics with the War of 76? The war to start all wars. End all wars. Continue all wars. International orders did drop significantly.
Yep.
There are ways to work it around. That is a self-research project because it depends upon what hoops you personally are willing to hoop through in order to keep your clientele, potential clientele, possible clientele interested, happy, whatever. So I will try to help, but you got to figure some shit out yourself is what I'm saying.
Second rule of business is don't tell your secrets.
Yeah, and I break that all the time, and Bones gives me all kinds of crap for it. Dude, stop talking about that. You're hurting yourself. All right.
We're at time.
Yep.
Anybody else got anything else to add?
Crickets.
All right. Go through the list. We got my man in red here, Mr. Food Bricks. Go ahead. Give us a closing statement.
As always, use the coupon code on BrickOwl, #SellerStream for 10% off your order in all our stores. You can buy my shirt again, Amazon.com, search for a fall t-shirt. And of course, you can buy parts from me at foodbricks.com, so I never hit 250K.
And how productive, we didn't talk about this. Do you want to save it for the next show, or do you just want to brief real quick on how your trip went? Or you want to save it for next week and do a little show and tell?
Oh, we can do it next week.
Okay, I'm good with that. That gives us some material. Mr. Mevitt, closing statements. Oh, hold on. What is your closing total as of right now for the 250K challenge?
Me?
No. Fu, than you.
As of right now, 195,574.
195,574. Mr. Mevit, how are you?
I'm good. You can hit me up at mevitbricks.com. I will try to get the Seller Stream coupon code like Food just mentioned into my store. I forgot about that. And I'm at $88,899 in parts.
All right. Anything else you want to spiel? What are you parting out this week?
I actually have some the classics, the Christmas box. I have a couple of the Christmas boxes left over that I'm putting back into the store right now. And I did all my multiples already. I'm into my onesies and twosies now.
That's all right. That's right. Just we'll take it easy on you. We know you're moving, but you're still required to add
I'm still required.
something. That's all. Even if it's go out and get 10 minifigures and just throw them in there as sealed minifigure packets, you've added. You've increased yourself and you're living up to your potential. Thank you.
Part out one poly bag.
900 parts should be going in by tomorrow, so it should be good.
Solid. Mr. Coldwater, always talkative. Mr. Coldwater Bricks.
Sorry, I was kind of quiet tonight. You can come visit me at Coldwater Bricks. I'll be happy to see you there. I'll be parting out some, what do they call it, the class tractors, Technic tractors this week. I should have those in the store this week.
How many are you putting in there?
I believe I have, I only have 4 that I'll be parting out.
Nice. Good on you. Good on you. All right. I am Big B. I live at bigbbricks.com as well. If you are a seller and you use Brickstock or BrickSync, you owe it to the developer to go buy the program. We only got 2 people in our corners helping us out outside of the businesses that are milking from our udders. So these guys have put out these programs for you to use. You've been using them for a while. They've made you a little bit of money. Help them along. Show them your appreciation and go buy them. Anybody on the stream has done anything for you, helped you along in any way, give them a shout out. Give them a thank you. Go make an order and place it in their store. Just pay back the people that have paid you, pay it forward. And that is why we present what we are and what we do on a regularly basis, because we believe that things will become reciprocated. There you go. Do right by others. Go buy coffee for somebody. Say hi to a complete stranger. Give somebody a thumbs up when they do something good that they didn't think anybody else saw. All that good, happy crap. All right. We'll see you next week. I apologize for not having Bricklink Management on there. I will be changing the title of the stream immediately following, so I am not tagged with being a clickbait creepoid. Please do me a favor and smash that like button. At 2070, you're looking at it right now. So hopefully we'll get a couple thumbs up and not get crashed, smashed, and all that crap. That's it. That's all. I'm Big B Brick. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.